right, so on this Audi A3 rear brake job, it's a real pain in the butt if you do not have a scan tool, because the only way to disengage that parking brake is with the scan tool. And if you're not working in a shop, I doubt you're going to have one that is able to hook up to the Audi software and do this. But the way I'm going to show you is the easiest way that I've found, and it does no damage doing it this way, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier and cheaper. They wanted $700 to do brakes on my daughter's Audi, and I was like, heck no. So these are the tools you're going to need. Okay, a set of Allens, an impact and socket depending on what wheels you have, an impact and a socket to get your wheel off. You're going to have your Allen wrenches. It is a number 7 metric Allen, and if you have one shorter than this, that's going to be great, because on the lower caliper bracket, I'll show you here in a little bit, on the lower caliper bracket bolt, you can't fit a regular size ratchet, a 3/8 drive ratchet, and one of these longer Allens in it. So you're going to want a short one, or buy a cheap Harbor Freight and cut it down. Now, this is what's called a power probe. It allows you to apply power. It's a way to check for voltage, check for short to ground, that kind of thing. Well, you can either plug this into your cigarette lighter, or you can hook it up to your car battery, and that's what you're going to need, is either this or a long set of cables and just alligator clips. So you're just going to buy some 14 gauge wire and some alligator clips from O'Reilly, and either you're going to go from a battery that you have laying around your garage, a 12-volt battery laying around your garage, or make them long enough to be able to go to the battery up front, okay? And you're just going to need a power and a ground, and I'll show you here in a bit how that's going to work out to retract those electric parking brake motors. So a trick for retracting your calipers, the piston on your calipers for an Audi A3. This is a 2015 or 2018 Audi A3, and for the rear brakes, it's got a electric parking brake, and it's really a pain in the ass if you don't have a scanner. We couldn't find in the MMI system how to release it. So I figured out that, I mean, it's just a two-prong plug on the back of this motor. So I've got a power probe, but you could honestly do this with alligator clips and jumper cable, or a jumper wire. You're going to need to ground the right-hand side. If you're looking at it like this, you're going to have to ground the right-hand side with your alligator clip, and then put 12-volt power, so from your positive terminal, 12-volt power to the left-hand prong. And then go ahead and get you a clamp. This is an F-clamp or a welding clamp, and it's going to allow you to retract this piston now, because without it, without this disengage, you cannot retract this piston, and I don't have one of those expensive scanners. So that's a little trick for retracting the caliper, or the piston on your caliper, and changing your rear brakes on an Audi A3. So to start off changing these Audi A3 brakes, they're just like any caliper. You're going to pop these little plastic caps off. They are right there. 2 little plastic cups off these rubber boots, okay? And then they're Allen headed bolts that thread right into here, and they shouldn't be too crazy tight. And let me see what size they are. There's one on top, one on bottom, and it was a 7, number 7 Allen head. Get it deep in there. The bottom one is hard to get to without a short Allen socket because of the control arm. So keep that in mind. And then, like I said, you're going to take this plug off, disconnect that plug by squeezing this tab on the back and wiggling and pulling. This one was tough to get off because it was so dirty. And that'll give you access to, where's she at? It's gonna give you access to this plug right here. And it's just a 12 volt DC motor, and it's got two, let's see if I can get the light in there. It's gonna have two prongs. You can see those prongs, right? So the ground is gonna go on this one. Your ground clip is gonna go on this one. And then your power is gonna go on this side, okay? And while squeezing with the clamp, so that's an important thing. You're gonna have to squeeze with the clamp, go ahead and attach your terminal, hear it retract, and then you'll see your clamp move in, and then you'll probably have to tighten up your clamp and do it one more time. And that's gonna retract that piston back enough to where you can get it, the caliper, back over the brake pads. If you forgot taking it apart, which is easy to do, the one with the spiral clip goes on the back side, and again, it's just like any other brake pad. It's got two grooves. You can see the old one was really worn. Your rears don't usually wear as fast as the fronts because it only uses about 60% braking power up front and 40% in the rear, sometimes less than that. But this is also your parking brake. So on this Audi, that's what makes it a pain in the ass, is that electric parking brake motor. The front does not have that on there, so it's just straightforward like a regular pad change. Now these rotors aren't bad at all. They're not super grooved or anything, so we're gonna keep those on there. This is my daughter's car. If they were super, if you had a really deep lip right here, see, I can't even get my fingernail on it. If it were super duper deep, then you'd want to replace the rotor as well. But we're not going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and slide this caliper back over the two brake pads, get our two bolts back in, and we'll put the clip on and be ready to go. Right, as you can see, so we got our caliper, we slid our pads inside the caliper. There's these little grooves to catch those ears. We slid them on both sides. We went ahead and pulled our caliper up in place, lined up our bolt holes. And if you can get the top one started first and then move down to the bottom, slide it in and get it going, that's about the easiest way. Now it's time to put this clip back on, and it's easy to forget which way it came off. But if you just take a look at that, you slide these in the holes first and then pull it up and around. You can see that I left this one kind of off so that you can see, but you're gonna slide that all the way back, pull it on, slide it back, and that's the safety clip on there. Now we're ready to go back on with the wheel. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's @JuggernautWeldFab. Thanks.